Imagine getting poisoned the night before an NBA championship game, and if you don't play, your team will lose. That's what happened to Michael Jordan. During the game, everyone noticed Michael Jordan didn't feel good at all. You could see he was barely standing, and in 1997, the Bulls were going for their 5th championship. It was Game 5 of the NBA Finals, a series tied 2-2, and if they lost, they might lose everything. The night before the game, Jordan and others were at their hotel in Utah, and strangely, the kitchen had closed. They had to order food from outside. At 10:30, there was only a pizza shop open, so they ordered the pizza, and strangely, 5 men came to deliver a single pizza. Everyone in the room felt something was off, and nobody else ate. But MJ ate the whole thing alone. In the morning, Jordan was curled up in the fetal position. He was poisoned. Doctors said he couldn't play since he was throwing up all night, but before the game, he slowly made his way to the arena and insisted on playing. The coach let him start, and a miracle happened. He played the full game and managed to score 38 points, hitting the final three-pointer that gave the Bulls the lead for good. After the whistle, he collapsed into Scottie Pippen's arms. Imagine faking an extreme injury in the NBA Finals, but 1 minute later, coming back and playing like nothing ever happened. That's exactly what Paul Pierce did. During the game, Pierce collided with his own teammate and twisted his left knee. He collapsed to the floor in agony, screaming in pain. The arena fell silent as trainers rushed onto the court. Everyone held Pierce and put him in a wheelchair, then carried him outside of the arena. It wasn't just a normal game. It was Game 1 of the 2008 NBA Finals. The Boston Celtics were facing their biggest rivals, the Los Angeles Lakers, led by prime Kobe Bryant, and it was Boston's first Finals appearance in 21 years. Celtics fans thought their best player and their championship hopes were gone. But then something unbelievable happened. Just 1 minute and 45 seconds later, Paul Pierce ran back onto the court with only a bandage around his knee. The crowd exploded like they saw a miracle, but they got disappointed when they found out the reason. He immediately scored 7 straight points. The Celtics went on and became NBA champions, and Pierce was named NBA Finals MVP. Years later, Pierce said on live television that he just had to go to the bathroom, but later insisted it was only a joke. After a fan dropped the $1 million full-court shot, they told him, "We're not paying you." Don Calhoun was a 23-year-old fan watching the Chicago Bulls versus Miami Heat game in 1993. During a timeout, they picked one person from the crowd to take the sponsor's $1 million shot. They chose him because his shoes wouldn't damage the court. Before that night, 19 people had already tried the shot, and nobody had made it. So when Don launched the ball from 3/4 of the court, against all odds, it went straight through the basket. Even Michael Jordan couldn't believe it. The entire Bulls team rushed over to celebrate with him. But 5 days later, when Don tried to claim his prize, the insurance company refused to pay. They said he had played basketball. He had only played 12 games for his college 3 years earlier, which violated the contest rules. After Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen found out what had happened, they went to the Bulls management to make sure he got paid. The Bulls and the event sponsors stepped in and guaranteed the prize. But instead of a lump sum, Don received $38,000 a year for the next 20 years after taxes. Imagine being such a party animal that Michael Jordan hunts you down personally to make you play the game. That's exactly what happened for Dennis Rodman. After joining the Bulls, the once shy kid transformed into one of the most colorful and chaotic personalities in sports history, famous for his wild looks and even wilder parties. In 1997, after Scottie Pippen returned from injury, Rodman asked the coach for a 48-hour vacation. Because of his incredible performance covering for Pippen, the coach agreed. But Jordan warned him, "If you let this dude take a vacation, we're not going to see him." And to make things worse, he didn't go for a normal party. It was a Vegas party, and Jackson let him go anyway. Rodman disappeared. After 48 hours, there was no sign of Rodman, but on the 4th day, a furious Michael Jordan flew to Vegas on his private jet to find him. He found Rodman in his hotel suite with his girlfriend, Carmen Electra. She got so scared because of furious MJ that she started to hide. Jordan dragged Rodman straight to practice, and somehow Rodman played 80 games that season, led the entire league in rebounds at 36 years old. Imagine being so powerful that the NBA has to change its rulebook just because of you. That's exactly what happened to Shaquille O'Neal. In 1993, during his rookie season, Shaq threw down a dunk so violent it deflated the hydraulic system holding up the backboard. The game had to be stopped, so the NBA acted. They upgraded every hoop in the league, stronger steel, reinforced supports. They thought that would be enough. It wasn't. Shaq did it again. This time, he pulled the entire basket down with his bare hands, nearly taking his own head off with the shot clock on the way down. Another game delayed, another structure destroyed. The NBA had no choice. They mandated that every arena keep a backup basket on standby at all times, and they introduced a rule that still exists today. Any player whose contact with the basket causes the backboard to shatter or the ring to become unplayable receives a technical foul. This girly move is the best technique in basketball history, but no one uses it for a strange reason. They called it the granny shot, and despite how it looks, it's one of the most successful moves in NBA history. Rick Barry used it throughout his entire 14-year professional career. He knew it was weird looking, but he retired with a 90% free throw percentage, one of the best in history, and to prove it was not luck, he threw an eyes-closed shot. Once the league realized how effective it was, researchers looked into it, and physicists confirmed the underhand motion is superior. Some players started using it and immediately improved, and every one of them saw unbelievable results. Everyone admitted it was a better move, and shockingly, the NBA's most famous record, the 100-point game, was built on this technique. Wilt Chamberlain that night used the underhand shot, but when Barry offered to teach it to Shaq, who shot just half for his career, Shaq said, "I'd shoot 0% before I'd shoot underhanded." Chamberlain himself quit using it because it made him feel silly. Michael Jordan had a strange habit. He wore blue shorts under his Bulls shorts every game and accidentally made a trend that changed the NBA. During his entire professional career, players noticed Jordan always had something underneath his Bulls shorts. But since he didn't want anyone to see them, he needed to wear longer Bulls shorts to cover them up. Those were the shorts he wore when his college team won the 1982 NCAA championship. He believed they were lucky. When he became famous, people started copying the longer short style, not knowing the reason behind it. Later, MJ explained, "You have to have some blue on somewhere. All this red stuff is the devil's colors." Imagine backstabbing the team that fires its entire coaching staff for you. That's exactly what LeBron James did. You see, back in 2003, the Cleveland Cavaliers drafted LeBron, and everyone was excited because he was finally playing for his hometown team. The fans loved him, and he quickly turned Cleveland into one of the best teams in the league. But after the 2009 season, despite the Cavaliers having the best record, they once again struggled in the playoffs. LeBron was unhappy, so he pushed the Cavaliers management to replace his head coach, Mike Brown. They fired him and many staff, even though Brown had won the NBA Coach of the Year award just one season earlier. But management did it anyway, only to make sure LeBron stayed on the team. But behind closed doors, LeBron was planning a betrayal announcement. When the new coach arrived, he immediately felt that something was off, and he was right. Just days later, during a nationally televised charity special, LeBron was a guest and suddenly announced, "I'm taking my talents to South Beach." The fans in the studio were so shocked that stopped clapping, and he joined the Miami Heat without telling his team. Imagine destroying a 7'4" giant while bullying you in the NBA Finals. That's exactly what happened to Jalen Brunson. In the 2026 Finals, after 53 years, the New York Knicks finally had an opportunity to win the NBA championship. The only problem? They faced a super team led by the giant Victor Wembanyama, a player genetically designed to dominate the NBA, who had just destroyed last year's NBA champion, the Oklahoma City Thunder. But Jalen Brunson was something else. In Game 1, the Knicks fell behind and saw their dream fading against these giants. And Wembanyama was a massive problem for them. But for Brunson, this wasn't just about the team. His dad was right there as the team's assistant coach. Things got heated, and they started humiliating him, but he exploded. He dropped 30 points in the opener, 38 points, 32 points, and 45 points in the ultimate game, defeating the Spurs 4-1 and becoming one of the shortest players of all time to win the Finals MVP.